Well, that's different. What's happened there? An error, a record. Oh, okay. Interesting. Wasn't the actual angle I was looking for. Oh, okay. Yeah, we're back again. That was weird. Strange angle. It sort of gave me a full screen, and there was nothing there. I got 2 cameras. Good. Okay. Right. Let's have a look. We'll get this thing up and running live. Now we can explain a few things. Cool, that's nice. Oh. Yeah, right, so then we can explain some things. Somebody needs approval for Tyrus UK. What's wrong with him? Is it possible to create a one-time custom multipad from a different preset? Yes, it is possible. So you can get one drum on there and hand clap. Yeah, I can do that. I'll approve that. Yeah, because I'm the administrator of Tyrus UK on Facebook. They have to come through me, and I check every single one. And if it seems a bit weird, or they're trying to sell something, or trying to advertise something that's not even Tyrus, then they don't go through. And doing it that way, being an administrator of doing it that way, you don't have problems then, because you're the one that's in the actual wall that's going to say yes you can go through, or no you can't. Simple as that. Okay guys, right, so it doesn't look like we got my synthesizer working tonight for some reason. Where's my Congress? No, it has to go online. So it says there, we'll notify you when our connection is back. Interesting. Got a connection here, so obviously I've connected into the wrong source. Let's see if we can connect into the other source. How do we do that? Hold up. That's it. Okay, we have got Hawaii. So I need to connect it to that one. Strength is good. Connect. For some reason it was on something else. Auto connect. Establishing post. Connecting. Connected. I think we're online, right? Let's just see if that's gone on. Come on, you stupid thing. Okay, are we connected? Yes, we're on Hawaii. Okay, so now I can go into my core Kronos. And immediately we have a core Kronos. So we have a synthesizer app, which is cool. And it goes like that. Pretty cool. Oh dear, more tricks. Okay, right, serious point. Thanks for joining us, guys. What an amazing feedback for my information on Storm. Over 2,500 people come back and said, sorry, I was you know, full-time sort of ticking them off and trying to explain things like that. Thank you very much. Much appreciated that. It's I know everyone loved that little rabbit. But we did find out something from the autopsy. Well, they had it done today. And apparently she was sort of one of them ones that sort of hides it. Obviously, rabbits are good at that. The body was, I wouldn't say riddled with cancer, but it was basically, she had a little bit of cancer on there. And apparently she's a lot older than we thought. She was nearly 9, which was kind of amazing. It always has been small, but pretty active, I must admit. But we had her when she was a rescue one from a rescue place that my mate was working at, and they had rescue rabbits there. So no one knew the actual age of her, and that sort of thing. So we thought she was a lot younger than what she was. Obviously, having that jab didn't help. You know, it is something that has to be done, I must admit, but unfortunately, it could have been what put her over the edge, like, you know. So she was, yeah, she was quite close, nearly 9-year-old. But there again, it's not the end of it. I have got the actual stuff has gone away to be analysed, and we're going to see if there was a bad batch of the virus or stuff like. But I've been talking to one of my mates who is a vet for 25 years, and apparently he says that even in the time when he was doing it, within this 25 years, he never ever injected any rabbits because they were susceptible for the needle light. It seems to be a practice nowadays that goes on because there's a chance that they won't survive the next daylight. But it's money for them, and I disagree with this. I think it's very bad. So that's why we're going to make sure this virus is the right stuff. If it isn't, there's going to be one hell of a lot to pay for it. I'm going to be, well, basically I'll just get a solicitor with a no win, no fee. It won't cost me nothing, but I'll cause hell with them, like. Something that was just normal, routine, you know, shouldn't have ended up like this. Yeah, it's a bit tricky in the house. Basically, I live on my own, but live, so we sort of cross each other, and you know, it's sort of strange. Very quiet house. That was my only little friend. Now it's going to be quiet, and it's a big house to be quiet in. So yeah, I end up sleeping all through the day, and she sleeps at night. Well, anyway, with the rabbits, yeah, unfortunately, that's what it was. It's hard to explain it, but because she was a little bit older than what we thought she was, and we only knew that by the autopsy, because I wasn't happy with the situation. So I immediately I said, you'll have to do it then, you know, I'm not paying for it, but you bloody well have to do it because I'm not happy with it. And I said, if there's any problems, I'll take you to court. And funny enough, we get a lot of things done when people actually say, well, I'm going to take you to court, which is good, because that's the way you get things done. It's all right saying, oh yeah, it's one of them things. No, it fucking ain't one of them things. They should have bloody known. So there was a little bit of a problem with the stuff that they gave her, because normally it's red. This bugger was blue. So that seemed to be a bit of a weird one. I've checked all the results, and there was a little bit more than what they normally give you. But apparently when she was being investigated, the blooming woman was prodding her like mad, like, you know, poor little rabbit. Just to, you know, examine, but doing a bit rough, like, you know, and then insisting that she might need an operation to do something else, like, you know, what the women, when the women rabbits have, like, you know, but yeah, pushing it like that, it's all money, you see, that's all it is. They don't bloody give a care out. They make out they do, and then they put a bloody great price on it. £85 thing was just to have that injection. But there again, I'm going to get that money back because I'm not happy about the situation. That fucking thing killed that rabbit within that next day. And I've heard, even on a lot of my stream, a lot of my people today, like what I was talking to, there's a lot of people out there that said that they took a rabbit to a vet, had it injected, it was dead within the next day. So I don't know what's causing this, like, but we're going to get down to the bottom of that. But talking to that other guy, my mate, who's a vet. I wish I'd have known, actually. I could have took it to him. He's a retired vet, must admit. But he says all the time he's in 25 years, he never ever injected a rabbit because pet rabbits are susceptible to the injection. And he said it's what killed her, because they give you a little bit of the virus itself, like, you know, and you should be able to fight it off with your immune system. But obviously, our little rabbit was older than we thought, and just didn't have the power to actually fight off the infection. So yeah, so the first part's done anyway. The autopsy, that's done. Waiting now in the week for the results to come back for the bloods and everything. Tomorrow I'm going to be burying her in the garden with all the other 3 rabbits that we had. I did say a statement that I won't have another one, and I can't see myself having another one because I have too much bad luck on this sort of situation. I think what I would do actually is I use a lot of AI in my making music and things like that. Not making music, I do the music, but I use AI in my album covers and writing stuff about songs and things like that, and getting the spelling right and getting the grammar, because I'm not that good at that. Maths, fantastic. Good at that, but not good at spelling and that, and that's what let me down, because I wanted to be an engineer when I was electronic engineer, like when I left school. But obviously we was in the school which is with the R on, so we didn't get nowhere there because them teachers didn't want to help at all. Like, they didn't want to teach you because you thought you were thick. Yeah, we couldn't spell, but we could bloody add up, like. So, but having one skill and not the other is not good enough, like. But never mind. I nearly did get to be an engineer, but that was another story. That basically I got a lot of blame over something I never did. And even to this day, that guy keeps his bloody head down when he bloody wants to, and all if I ever can find him. Supervisor, blame me for something I never even did, just to help his mate out. Yeah, I fucking remember that. And that's what fucked me up. So just don't trust anyone now, don't give a damn about anyone, and basically I just look after myself. I do my jobs, and I'm my own boss, so that's the good thing about it. I won't work for anyone else because they're thick as 2 short planks, and all they want to do is blame you. I've had all sorts of fruit jobs before I did my discos, and since I did my discos, fine, had no problem at all because I'm the only boss. So now I'm still in the disco, but I'm just going to do the keyboard inside. So there you go. So anyway, the rabbit is going to be, we're going to bury the rabbit tomorrow, and then we look forward to see what these injection things are, and just to see if they have got that bit right or not. I might even end up suing the actual firm that supplies the actual tabs. So I'll say I'm going to do it through a solicitor, basically, that there's a no-win, no-fee. I'm not paying for it. It's not my problem I've done all this. But I'm keeping the channels open, and yeah, Audi in Bourne, if you want to know where the vet is. There's been a few complaints. So yeah, I don't mind. Spreading the news, don't go there. Unless you want to get ripped off. Okay, well, as usual, another plan note. Interesting. That's cool. What's this one? Interesting. Okay, that looks close. Not that fast. So, you never know, with the way of the AI is advancing with technology, I might actually have an AI pet, just to keep company. You don't have to feed it. You don't have to look after it. If you don't have to exercise in that. Anything you have to do is charge it. So, can't go wrong, can you? As I say, the AI nearly knows me anyway on my computer. Knows exactly what we're doing. As soon as we go on there, it says, "Hi, hello DJ." Calls me DJ. What project we're going to do today? And then I explain it, and it comes up with the ideas, and then it's like basically talking to a co-worker, but a very, very, very smart co-worker. And it's brilliant. It is. I love it. And it's going to be it's going to take over the world. There's no doubt about it. I watch one or two of these. I'm in one or two of these groups where basically inventions are getting invented every day with AI, and each one is getting better and better and better. I mean, they've got a pill now where you swallow and it's like a camera inside and it scans your whole thing. It wouldn't have been possible years ago like that. And now I was looking on the BBC, and the normal the normal hospital or NHS have just said, "Oh yes, we've got a breakthrough in cancer." Yeah, it took 10 years to do it, didn't you? 10 years trial. This freaking AI has done it within about a year. I don't trust them. Never been to hospital. I don't intend to either. Okay, right. What we're going to do? A model. Some people have asked me, is there any way you can record stuff while you're playing it? Because sometimes we'd like to put it on music, and you can keep it. Probably if it's not copyright, and I make something up, I do that. So what I've done is I've built another screen within the computer, and then basically I put in Audacity. Now Audacity is a digital controller which basically records anything it hears. And I've got that basically on standby, so I can actually build my tracks. If there's anything new, I won't do it on the first track because I've got an idea what I'm going to play. And we'll go from there, I think. So I'm going to bring up the first screen and put this one as a standby. Bring that one back down there, make it into a smaller screen. This basically can be my controller for recording. I can also monitor it with the other channel, and I can also monitor it with the other one. Get it down a bit. Bring it down like a little bit of a recorder. Make it a small screen, but just enough to see what's going on. And that can be my controller. So basically I can see what's going on. I'll just bring that down a bit more. So I've got the controls, and I want to bring that one down there. Okay. And then I can just record it if I want to do something. So I'll be doing some music that you do know, and some music that I'll be completely different. So it's strange that computer there says there's one person watching, but down here we've got about 10. That's a good thing about having a professional account. You get to see all the ins and outs and the back and everything. So, but yeah, thanks a lot for all the love and support for our little rabbit. Was my little friend, because well, although I'm living with somebody, she don't really talk to me and I don't talk to her, so hard work. Anyway, let's try this. This one's Kraftwerk Model.
And of course we've got to change it a bit because it'll be copyright otherwise. So I'm going to put another variation on. The model, Kraftwerk, an easy one. Well, say an easy one, it's only done it 3 times, but yeah. An easy one. So, what we got on board? Let's have a look what we got on board. Let's put the light on so I can see what I'm doing. Got that one on, got that one on. Okay, right, so bring that down. Should be able to put my light on a little bit more in the background so I can see what's going on. There you go, that's better. So, hey, Shepherd's there. Hey, Clive, how you doing, mate? I hope you're well. Hi. Yes, we're doing good. How's that band going? All right. Yeah, good band there. And when you sent me that video, it was pretty cool. It was pretty cool. Another one there. We've got Gary in there. Got Gina in. Hello, Gina. Richard's in there. And I think we've got plenty in the background. There's 750 has joined us tonight in the background here. Saying for my professional account. So thank you very much. That's why I go on late, so I can get around the world. And it's actually, it looks like I'm actually talking and it's writing it all out for me. That's pretty cool, isn't it? Hi Mandy, how you doing? Okay, right, so this is the time we're going to start recording something. I'm just going to pick a song, I don't know, anything. I don't know which rhythm we're going to hit it on. We're going to probably... Yeah, I'm going to make something out of that, I don't know what. And I've also set up another program within the program. So I've got my normal Streamlabs going. And then I've got Audacity, which is an electronic recording machine, I suppose. It's not a DAW thing, but it's very close to a RAW. drawers, you actually make little jigsaw puzzles and put things on there. With this, you can actually play like a normal musician, and actually it records. You don't play with jigsaw puzzles and move them about a bit and things like that. And I've got my synthesizer up here. I'm looking into actually do a stylophone, because some of my to represent some of my 432 stuff, it is damn near impossible, because it's made through Audacity and I've done it through some special effects and that. But to get the closer representation, you would need a thermalite. And what that is, it's basically you've got an aerial going up there and an aerial going up there, and it sort of gives that wowing effect, like what Dr. Who and that. You could do it on the synthesizers, but you do it through the that sort of thing. And obviously on the other side, you've got another little band that's on. You use that for your modulation, so that would be this. I might try the actual cheap one at the moment. At the moment, there's a roller one that's got one. These are brilliant, these things are. It's got a keyboard which is, how can I explain it? The actual keys themselves, they actually play normal, but what's different to a roller keyboard and not one of these is you can push the key forward, the actual key itself forward, to go up. You can pull the key back, it would do that sort of thing, but you can also pull the key to the left or the right as you're holding it down, and that would give you the tremolo effects and things like that. But there's also little barrettes over the top of it, and what that is when you let your hand off, you're getting the same effects as a thermalite, thermalite thing, one of them instruments. So I thought I'd try one of these stylophones. Got one out at the moment, a little mini thermalite. They've got some drums now. They've got the actual keyboard itself, a little stylophone. I've had those. But now they actually got a thermalite, well, I don't know what the thing is called, but it's like a little area that goes up there, and you can make all weird sounds with it just by moving your hands and that. It is the way it'd be in the future, and obviously there is some bands that's took it up. And you're playing the keyboard there, and then you bring your hands up, and it gives it a wavy effect. You sort of pull your hands like that gives it a different effect. You do that gives it another effect. You can turn your hands over there, and it would do a swiping effect or swiping effect. You go in that way. So basically, you're actually using your hands to manipulate the sounds, and that. Absolutely amazing, absolutely amazing. And I thought that's good, because I could play my live 432 stuff like that, like my relaxation stuff, but I can't do it at the moment because you can't do it on synthesizer. It's done. I've played it first, put it through the Audacity, slowed it down, and done a little thing called a pull stretch. So stretched it out, gave it different effects, chucked in a few more effects, and this is why you get all that stuff with that 432 stuff. And it is in 432, so you get the best quality effect. Like with all these are 432 anyway, and that's it. So what I'm going to do now is open up this channel, put this on record, and I'm just going to pick something. You never know, it might end up on a CD. So I'll just make this up. There you go. Well, there you go. That was an interesting one, wasn't it? What can I call that? It seems like a space one taking off into the space. Yeah, it's a sort of like a journey, isn't it? Like that. So we could say space. I've done Space Beyond and all that. Space. Space. I want to do it with space actually, so I'm going to call it Space. Space Odyssey. Space. Could say Space Journey, but I really want another name for that. Space. Space Beyond. Yeah, everyone goes for that one. Space Beyond. Into reality. I don't know, into space. Space. Space into reality. There's something coming up that's going to fit that. Yeah, so it's like a journey taking off, and you're starting off at space. Journey. Here we go. Transporting into space. That would go. Transporting into space. I like that. Yeah, that'll do. Could be for a film, yeah, I like that. Let me just see if I've got it. Let's make sure we got the thing first. Okay, what have we got? Have we got it? Have we got it? Yes, it is there. All the patterns are there, so that's good. Let's have a quick listen to it then, shall we, guys? So we'll just make this up. That's enhanced. That's probably a little bit too much. Let's take that one a bit down there. Oh, actually, what's happening there? I see what I've done. Oh, I see what I've done. Stop. Go back. On the way back. So we've got something. Actually, I could do some. I'll show you how I do my 4-3-2 relax stuff. So if I've got now a recording from 1 to 11 seconds. Okay, so what you do, you take the 11 seconds. Is that 11 seconds or 11 minutes? 11 seconds, isn't it? Surely. Yes, 11 seconds. Okay, so you take your 11 seconds. Okay, and then what you do is you highlight from one side to the other. And then you put a little thing in pause stretch. Okay, now this is an amazing effect that not a lot of drawers have it, but it's quite amazing. What it does, it stretches it to to slow everything down. So once you've got your first bit in, you can give your pause stretch. Now, where's pause stretch gone? Pause stretch. There she is. It'll change it completely, I'll tell you. So we're running a factor of 10 on 0.2. And I'll do a preview on it first. Is that going to do it? Let's just put that one on to 2.1. Okay, there's pause stretch. So what it does, it gives it now. Hello, where are we? Bring it back down a bit. I really ought to have a camera for this to show you how it all worked. So here we go. We got something just down it. Right, okay, so we need to pull that one over there. Stop. And then we give it the pause stretch effect, which is crossovered on that link and filter. He says, where's it gone? Loads of different effects on this thing, and it's only just a free bit of software. So now we're running at factor 10. We're going to use this. I'm going to just go into the presets to see if there's anything there. There's no presets on that, so we're just going to use the preset of the standard one. Try increasing the audio by 0.2 seconds, right, 0.2. 0.2 seconds. Resolutions. Oops, hang on. Audio section by 0.2 seconds. Oh, okay. We'll do it through there then. I'll take a little bit heavier then. So if we go to there, and I'll bring it to there, so that's 4. Go into pause stretch. Sliding stretch. That's a nice little effect, because that gives you either a downward phase or an upward phase. So it's stretched it, but actually it's given you like a lower in phase or a higher in phase. And that works pretty well and all. That's quite cool. Don't really want it on a vocoder. Just run it through there, I think. There you go. So what it does, brings it really, really slow, and drums are like back cymbals. That's what that comes like. So I'm going to just let that get on with it. Right, now immediately it has given me, let me just bring this down a touch. Right, now it's given me take that one to there. I'm going to delete that section. Okay, so I've got now 1 minute 45, is that? Could bring that one down over further. So you're actually seeing me actually make a song here. And it's actually stretched it to 10 minutes. Well, 10 minutes is quite a long while, so we don't really want 10 minutes. So I'm going to delete at least 6 minutes. Okay, now what we're going to do now, it's on 6 minutes now, so I'm going to take that a little bit lower. I'm going to bring that one up to there. That's going to be 5 minutes, so what I've got is now 5 minutes of music. So what I'm going to do now, so I'm just going to delete that section there. I'm going to stretch that section there, bring that one in a bit. Okay, so that's nice, but what I'm going to do is fade it in. I'm going to fade this section in here as a fade in. It doesn't really want to come straight in at you. I'm going to make that section there to fade in. And I'm going to fade that one out, so it's like a fade out at the end. So get into the artifacts, fade in, fade out. Where are you? Fade in, fade in, fade out. Go up. Oops, hang on, I lost it. Where's it gone? Come here. Go back in there. Yeah, okay. So we've faded in here. This section's easy enough. I can fade this section in. Delay, crossover, noise gate, reverb. I'll put the reverb on later. So this is a fade in. That's faded it in. Not really enough actually. I'm going to fade that in a bit more. So it's not giving me a good angle of the fade in, so I'm going to fade that in a bit better. So I'm going to fade that section into there. Bring that one down there. Normally it goes a bit quicker than this, but I've got just a few things to do here. Run that one to there. And this is how fast I can make the songs from a 432. There's a lot of manipulating about, but we get there in the end. So I faded that section in there. I'm just going to fade this one out. So it's on 3 minutes now, so I'm going to fade this section out. Fade in, fade out. Where are you? Fade in, fade out, fade out, fade out. Fade out, there you go. So what it's done now, it's get like a fade in of the effect, and then at the end it'll just fade out like you get like the old 70s used to. I'm going to give that a bit more of an angle on the fade out, so I'm just going to go into the effects again, fade out. Fade out, there you go. Oh, hang on, I want to go the other way, so I'll just take that one back one spot. And we just go fade out again, fade out. Okay. Right, so now immediately we've got, it'll fade in within the first 2-3 minutes, 2-3 seconds I mean. Play till about 3 minutes, and it will give that sort of effect. Now it's quite high at the moment. I really want to bring that down a bit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to squash it. I'm going to squash that and give it a little bit of an echo. So auto echo is going to squash this down. When I can find it, go down a bit. Low pass, high pass. Okay, we're looking good. Now we'll just pop that one up there. Right, here we go, have a listen to this. Oh, what happened there? That's interesting. Oh, I see, I've got the slider on there. Of course, I'll take that one off then. Got like a typewriter at the end, it's then told it to go that far. So take that section off. It fades out like the old Top of the Pops used to in the old thing. So there you go, you've actually witnessed the first bit of a song. In fact, there's not really anything you want to do for that, actually. You can just leave that as it is. I will probably just do a quick relay over the top. Let's just put this over here. Just going to give it an effect. What effect shall we do? We don't want to reverse it, we don't want to repair it, we don't want to phase it. I think we'll probably just give it a delay. Let's give it a delay. Let's have a quick listen to the delay. That's not bad. That's quite a nice delay. So I think we'll use that. So that was just a preview, and what you can do, I've got a little thing that comes up with all parameters and sliders and that, so we can change all the effects. I'm going to give that one a go. Yeah, we'll say yes. Okay, go for that. So now it's enhanced it and changed the waveform. So what I can do now is just have a quick listen to that. So the little bit of power in over there, so what I can do there, I can bring that down a little bit because it's just a little bit overpowering. So I'm just going to take that section. I'm going to go into the effects, I'm going to go into the loudness because that's what's doing it at the moment. I'm going to limit the loudness from 0.23 down to, what are we going to go down a little bit more? So a quick listen to that. Yeah, that sounds about right, so I can bring that loudness down a touch more. Just going to go into the presets, see if there's a preset on. There's not a preset. So okay, we're just going to give that the okay. Now that's brought it from there down to there. So hopefully that should have squashed everything all together and made it a bit more clearer. Which is good because I can take that section out there. I might just enhance a little bit of echo on top of that one. So we're going to bring that one in and take a bit more echo onto that. Where's the echo? Echo. Oh, that's a vocoder. I don't really want a vocoder. Wow, wow. That's interesting. I would give it a nice effect, wouldn't it? Let's just put a wow wow over it. Let's see what that will sound like. Playback. Like that. So we're going to put that one on, stick that layer over, and now we can change the delay. I'm going to bring that delay back in, and we're also going to put a little bit of reverb on the side. Yeah, I like that. Okay, so that can come off. I'll put that one in. Great. And then we'll bring that section down a touch again. So I take that one over there and we'll bring it over here. I can pop that one over there. Low pass filter. Stick it on the low pass. And we'll chop that one off there. And also bring that one back over there. Right, so now then, that's looking good. Let's take this section off here. Just take that bit out there. Oops, go back. Hit the wrong button then. Took it all out. Don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. You don't want to do that. Go back. So I've retrieved it. Okay, so here's the song that I've manipulated. Let's see if it's too much. Here we go. And play. Hang on, where are you? You're over here. Not fun. I like it. And I know what I can call it. You could just see that in the film, couldn't you? A spaceship going into a galaxy or something. Yeah, I'm going to keep that, and you've all witnessed it. Into the Stars, that's what I'm going to call it. Into the Stars. So what the next thing you do then, see how it finishes off. Right, bit too abrupt there, so what I'm going to do is just do a little bit of editing here. I'm going to bring the fade in, and we're going to take that little section off, and then it'll just fade out before it hits that section. Ever so easy to do, just fade out, take it up a bit, and we want to take it into the fade out. Where's it gone over there? Fade out. Fade out, fade out, fade out, fade out. That's fade clip, fade thing. Got a lot of things on this. Fade in, fade out, let's fade out. Okay. But I noticed that it stopped, so I might. So now it's fading out. Oh yeah, I got there before it stopped. And that's it, beyond the stars, beyond the on towards the stars, that's what that will be, towards the stars. So it's a 3-minute song I've just made within about 5 minutes at the most. Starting off with this, the main thing, obviously you play the main thing and then you just manipulate the actual sounds within the Audacity. Dead easy. So all to do now is store that. I'm going to download it. Well, no, I'm actually going to export it. It's a lot easier exporting it as a WAV file. Export to the WAV file. Go to the desktop. We're going to put it in the desktop. I'm going to put it here. Onto the stars. On to the stars. S-T-A-R-S. Onto the stars. Onwards to the stars. Let's do it right, Steve. Capital letters. Onwards. W-O-R-D-S. Onwards to the stars. And there's that one. And that could be going on for an album close to it. So Onwards to the Stars. Save that. Now what it's done is took that track, put it into the desktop. I'm just going to write in these little sections here. These are the data tags. You need to do these if you're going to do copyrights and stuff like that, because now I've made the song, anyone can take it and put their own thing on it, but not if I put all the data tags within the file itself, because I'm the first one that makes it. So that's how you do that. You just put your name in there, Steve Francis, and then my title was Into the Stars. Or, it wasn't Into the Stars, it was to the start, something to the start, Onwards, on the WRDS, to the Stars. Onwards to the Stars, that's it. It's an album title. I haven't done that at the moment. I'm going to make that album. This is track 1, which was easy to do. The year is 2025. The genre is more of a rock, space rock. That'll do. That's a space rock. Take that back there. We're going to genre as a space rock. It's B-A-C-E-R-C-A-K. You have to do all this, otherwise it won't find it. And then if the music supervisor, which is the guy that is in charge for all actually putting music towards films and studios and stuff like that, he will have to look for a space rock in there, and then if he sees that one, Onwards to the Stars, he'll have a listen to it. There you go. And it's the tags that actually you get to find. So there's a little comment there. I made this song for space background. D ground. Made this for Space Factory. I made this song. M-A-D-E. I usually have my AI do all this for me, but I'm just doing it now to show you how it will work. Because you're actually witnessing a song being developed. I made this song for. If you don't do these bits, they'll never find you. Because there's so many other people doing space rock stuff like. So many genres, it's unbelievable. There didn't used to be that many genres. There used to be pop and rock and things like that, but nowadays you've got 20 or 30 or 40 or 50 flipping genres of different things. You've got cool this and relax that and ambience, which never used to be very popular, but it is very, very popular now. In fact, it's more popular than rock, pop and everything else, and they're sort of gone down in popularity, and electronic music's really hit the actual top nowadays. So if you do electronic music, you're more likely to be found better than actually doing the old genres. There you go, S-P-A-C-E, space. Where's my AI when I need it? There you go. And that's it. I've made myself a song, just like that. And what I can do now is I can bring this one back down, and I can go into another program to play it. So this is what you would hear if you played it. Like. So there is Onwards to the Stars. I double click on that. Automatically opens up a player, and this is the finished version that you'll get. Brings up a little player, just loads it in, and then we press play. I mean, you could just see that on a film, couldn't you? With a bit of animations, spaceship going into the distance. this is how music develops. You just don't have any idea where it's going to go. You make a little ditty on the keyboard, you do it from there. You don't have to twiddle about with it, you don't have to look about with drawers, you don't have to put jigsaw puzzles together. I call them jigsaw puzzles. I'm old school, you record it, you play it. That's brilliant. Come and call me headphones, lovely. So that could go on another album that I'm making, you see. Although I am doing another album from the 432, which is Mercury. Yeah, the planet Mercury. That's the 432 one. This one's not actually come out in 432 because it didn't stretch where I wanted it. So I'll leave it as it is though, because this is good. What do you reckon, guys? And there you go. There you go, that's the album. Onwards to the Stars. Well, it's the song, actually, it's not the album. But yeah, a lot of people ask me how you actually do a record from scratch, or a song from scratch, and that's all it is. Just have yourself a little program in the background, Audacity. Just download it from the Google Store, it's free. And that's how you do it. There's not a lot to it, but you do have to know what the effects do. But there again, there is a preset there which you can actually preview it before you actually press OK. Because when you preview it, it's only just going to preview it, that little section, like what you highlight. And yeah, there you go. I actually did another one here. Where's that one gone? Template. Lost it. Oh, no, that's Quo. I don't want Quo. Free. No, that's not it. No, that's a different one. It must be on the other computer. But that's onwards to the stars. So yeah, there's a build up there actually, and that's how we do it. We build these up, put 3 or 4 together. I think if we're going to use those, then make an album. So basically, you put a folder. Say what that album is. That folder is the album. You put your little files in the album. You build it up to 10, and that's your album. And then all you do is just you put it in. Well, I take it to another computer. And I basically get hold of it, put it into a nice little folder, get AI to do a photo for the album covers, and also write a little section about each song. So whatever each song could be like. I actually put a little bit of 2 words in there about what the song will be. Give it to my AI and say, give me a little bit of a 5-paragraph information about that song. So it goes into more detail than that and sorts it out for you. And it makes it look good because obviously it does grammar and spelling. So there you go. But that's how I do it. That's one of them anyway. Oh, that's gone off now. The synthesizer's gone off. That's all right. What do we like? I'll go to 1. So guys, you've actually listened to me make one song from scratch, a spacey song. And you see, a music supervisor will look for the tags. Now the tags are the things that's in the actual files. When you actually make your files and you save your files, there's a thing called, well, it just says tags. And what you do is you put as many tags as you want, like, so that would be relaxing, that would be chilling out style, that would be space, that would be space sound, that would be space sound, soundscape. That's another big one that they use for genres. That music supervisors actually look into, and when they pick it, then that's basically your song that's been picked for an album, or for not for an album, for a little part in a film or something like that. And that's how they find them, with the tags. What's that do? Yeah, could be a BMW advert, I suppose. You never know. You never know. Oh, I'm hot. Okay, let's go into this one then. A little bit more modern. I like that though, the way it's going. I can see a space album coming out soon. I have to work with my AI tomorrow and see what it can come up with. So, what do we got here? This is interesting. Since we're doing a bit of the old house, Just like that. Just like that. So, so now you know how to actually make a song without all that technical faffing around and doing the bits and bobs. It's called Audacity. You download it. It's a recorder. That's all it is. It records things, but it gives nice little effects and special things like. And then sometimes to get my effects like 432 and relaxation, all I do is put that music back into Audacity, stretch it from 10 seconds to 3 minutes, just a little section, doesn't have to be a big, and that's what gives you that relaxing and chilling out stuff like this. We pop it on 432, relax 2, deception and noise, there you go. So this is how it comes out, and that's all it is. It's stretched, put a few effects in, bit of decay, bit of reverb, and it slows everything down, you see. So what you've got basically there is one note being played. It's called drone. It's a format that's very well known now in the genre of music business, because this is what they use for big films. This is what the sounds they use for space. Something like if you listen to David Attenborough, if you listen to Carl Simons, you know, the space ones that go on BBC One, they've got this sort of music in the background, and it can't be played, it has to be manipulated through a studio. But that's the tricks of the trade. You actually stretch it from 10 seconds to 3 minutes. That slows all this down, and I just get a little bit of reverb, a little bit of decay, a little bit of I think I put a little bit of wave in there somewhere. You see, that effect there is very hard to do, but it's dead easy if you reverse the cymbal back, and that's all it is. It's the cymbal that's been reversed back. So instead of hitting it forwards and it goes, it's going that way. It's easy to do with Audacity. You can move things around left, right, centre. But you don't need to do it through a draw and build up the tracks from one thing, like a little bit of drum and then a bit of bass and then a bit of that. You don't have to do all that. And these things can be made out within about I can do an album within about an hour. bang an album out for an hour easily. Just by moving these things about. The hardest thing is trying to work out a wording that would go to describe the sound that you're hearing. That's the difference. See, this is deception of noise, so obviously I've manipulated the noise. I mean, just imagine that in a big theatre, or even in Las Vegas where they've got the big dome with all the effects in it. It'd be fantastic. Because AI is fantastic now, you can just make it do all these fantastic effects. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to have an AI pet, I think. And we won't have no problems. Already got one on my computer. It's called, Copilot, I think, if I remember right. It's the free one they have from the Edge, I think it is, on Microsoft. But yeah, that's all there is to it. I mean, that's deception of noise. If I went for reach for power, obviously that's going to be a little bit different. So all you do here is do exactly the same thing with another little bit of sound, which is 10 seconds, stretch it to 3 minutes. But because it's a different part of that sound that you've made, like a bit of what I played here, you've stretched that little section out and it's going to be all different. But like I say, to play this live, it's possibly can't be done. That's why a lot of the electronic music now is done by one-offs. If you're there at the concert, you would hear the one-off, and if he's recording it, you're lucky you've got it. Because they are full interpretation stuff like. And it's very popular. Concerts like that are getting very popular in the electronic business. because you don't need to practice. You just need to know what everything of those keyboards, what everything of these sounds do. I mean, now they have modules, loads of wires here from boxes. And there's another one. You see that to get that effect there. That's another instrument going backwards that I looped within that section. To get that real bass, then you just bring a bit more bass in on that little section to get that vibrate, and it vibrates the speakers. That's how much bass I've got running from that. It goes over to the red, I must admit, but it gives that effect like something's just landed. I mean, you listen to that on big speakers or even subs. My God, it shakes the place, you know. And that's what a lot of the fans seem to like. They like this sort of relaxation stuff, but it also shakes the place. Not violently like a disco, but a nice, gentle vibe. There's another one there, you see. And I may actually took it up an octave to get that higher frequency of sound. It does seem like I've took this one up an octave. So instead of having it here, it will be here. But not played, only played once. Giving all my secrets away, haven't I? Loads of musicians go, how the hell do you do that? Yeah, you have to play about with it in Audacity, but then just come up with a name for that and then work out a description for that track and it all fits together. Dead easy. And of course it's in 4/3/2 because I played the keyboards. These are all in 4/3/2, so it's actually been played in 4/3/2, which is the frequency which is tuned from 4/4/0 to 4/3/2, and that gives a warmer and smoother sound. And it's good for your body health-wise. So there you go. That's the secret of how I make my music. Thanks for joining us, guys. I will see you soon. We'll get this one done and popped on YouTube. And we will see you later. If you know anyone that wants to listen to this sort of music, tell them to follow me, share. And there's loads. And I've got 380 videos now. Just have a look at the past ones. There's loads there. Okay, thanks for joining us, guys. Take care. We'll see you soon. Got 3 or 4 things running here. Then we check that one off. Bye.